Could not joining a 1950s union get you blacklisted? Imagine working in the 1950s and wondering if not joining a labor union could land you on a blacklist. It's a question many have asked about that era. Back then, the idea of being blacklisted for not joining a union is a bit complicated. In most cases, simply refusing to join a union did not lead to being officially blacklisted. Blacklisting in the 1950s was mostly about political beliefs, especially during the Red Scare and McCarthyism. If someone was suspected of communist sympathies, they could be blacklisted across industries like Hollywood or government jobs. But not joining a union was usually not part of that. In many workplaces, unions had a lot of control over who got hired. They managed hiring through what were called hiring halls. If you were not a union member, you might be denied access to these halls and therefore lose job opportunities. That could feel like being blacklisted, but it was really union-controlled hiring. For example, in the mid-1950s, a New York inquiry banned hundreds of longshoremen from working because of criminal records. That shows how unions could control who worked in certain jobs. But it was about union membership and control, not a formal blacklist for not joining. Employers and anti-union groups sometimes use tactics to stop union organizing. They might fire or threaten workers who supported unions or create lists of union supporters. These actions aim to weaken unions, not punish workers for refusing to join. The Teamsters Union, for example, kept internal blacklists of workers who opposed them or supported rival unions. But these blacklists were about union conflicts, not about workers who chose not to join. In the 1950s, unions were very influential in many industries. They helped secure better wages and working conditions. But refusing to join a union usually meant facing social pressure or difficulty finding work, especially in union-heavy industries. It was not common for workers to be officially blacklisted just for declining union membership. Instead, they might be excluded from union-controlled jobs or face social stigma. So, to sum up, blacklisting in the 1950s was mostly about political suspicion, not union membership. Unions did control hiring in many sectors, and non-members could be kept out of certain jobs. But the idea of being blacklisted just for not joining a union is not backed by the main facts. Usually, workers who did not join unions faced practical challenges, not formal blacklists. That's how the labor scene worked back then. Powerful unions. But blacklisting for not joining was more about union control and politics than a widespread practice.